We're fed up of you. The country is fed up of the PPP now more so than ever. I think you should take the opposition leader recommendation and step down. And I have a couple points for the opposition leader. I'm gonna make this a little more clear in a timeline that I will release. But it's very funny, Azrein, that the only time you notice that the president has a farm is in June of 2026, as I clearly showed from the review of the satellite imagery that I found, that you could go back to 2020 and you see when this whole development started. So by the admission of the opposition leader himself, he was not only financing people that then became government ministers, he financed the PPP as a whole. He was one of their main financiers. He was one of the best friends of the president and the vice president. So there is no doubt in my mind that Azrein Mohamed had full knowledge of this farm that the president had for the last 6 freaking years. There is no doubt in my mind that Azrein Mohamed knew about this farm, right? And it's very convenient. The truth is not a matter of convenience. Exposing corruption is not a matter of convenience when you feel your ass is about to be on a plane for tax evasion and money laundering and whatever charges related to terrorism or the financing of terrorism that the US have you on. And that was not the government that influenced those charges, Azrein. You did that to yourself, because in the Vpac documents, you could clearly see when they sanctioned you that they mentioned the government multiple times. Why would the government implicate themselves to put themselves on a lawsuit? You remember you get sanctioned with May Thomas. It wasn't you alone. All of a sudden is that they only trying to persecute you. Come off that bullshit, bro. Come off that bullshit. I'm just as fed up as I am of Irfan. I'm fed up of Azrein. Come off that bullshit, bro. Come off. You literally smell of corruption money. And for the last 6 years, you had nothing to say. And you yourself, with your silence, would have cost this country billions of dollars. Right? If you would speak up in 2021, we would have saved at least the 2 billion of the 5 billion that you're talking about. So yes, we must consider the evidence that Azrein Mohamed has to point out to us. But we must not fail to smell the strong whiff of hypocrisy in the air whenever Azrein Mohamed has anything to say. Because in 2020, you just funded them. The misery we're experiencing now, you just funded it to get into office. By 2021, you was getting quarry license. You was investing $25 million with the Chinese. You get a contract to build fire station that was $210 million over the engineer's estimate, after you admitted to paying Edgel a monthly salary, right, that you say used to show up promptly. After that, you were able to secure a contract for over $210 million over the engineer's estimate, right? That's something of note. You benefited. Your father said you had 8 to 1,000 acres of gold land. Nobody gets that in the country, Azrein. You're not fooling anyone with your bullshit, bro. At least not me. I'ma call you out on it. You're not fooling us. So come off this whole thing with the PPP victimizing me. Do your work. Go. You have a lot of penance to make up for. Go and do your work for the poor. But ain't nobody got no time about the PPP victimizing you, because you had nothing to say about your very best friends for the last 6 years. And it's unbelievable to me that you only find out about this farm in the last 6 weeks. You know about it all along. You know where the black belly sheep was going, Azrein, and you know where the chicken was going, and you know where the cow was going. That's how you know where to go to expose it to us. So Guyanese are not stupid, and we are not fooled, right? We are neither stupid nor are we fooled. And I would encourage you guys not to indulge yourselves in binary thinking. Don't encourage binary thinking. Oh, you either agree with Azrein and you don't like the PP, or you don't like the PP and you did too. No. Both things can be true. You don't have to go in that direction. So Azrein, you're a hypocrite. As much as you're criticizing Irfan for all of this nonsense down here, all this waste and squander, you had absolutely nothing to say about it for years and years and years and years. You had nothing to say when you were in Forbes magazine as one of the richest men in the world. You had nothing to say when you had your quarry license. You had nothing to say when you was milking the gold. Are they gonna go and ask these small gold miners about their experiences with you, Azrein Mohamed. So you're a hypocrite. Thank you very much for coming to the fore to tell us about the farm now, that it seems your case gonna call again, and you seem genuinely scared you're gonna get sent out of the country. Now you come to dish the dirt. All the time you only know about the small people, but the chocolate factory lady, and you know about one Edgel. So I don't know about the president's claim that you tried to blackmail him, but to me it's believable. To me it's believable, right? I don't buy that bullshit. So we're really fighting over billionaires, right? And let me just show you what the billionaires doing to this country. Right now we're in a dispensation where we have to pick between billionaires. Screw that. No, I want a country that's free from corruption, that's free from where people are literally sucking the tits of this nation, sinking their funds into our jugular vein and sucking us dry. And only when you fall out with the government, then you realize there's corruption. No, some of us being out here for a clean decade highlighting this same stuff that you were funding, Azrein Mohamed. You were funding this corruption, bro. So you don't get brownie points for coming to reveal your once best friend. Now it seems your ass is on the line and you might be on a plane out of the country. I am sorry. And if Azrein was not involved in any of the crimes that he says the Americans accuse him of or whatever, take a plane ticket and go. Take a plane ticket and go to America. And I'm sure the feds, that maybe they do weak, terrible investigations. Maybe they spend all this money because they just don't have any evidence against you. So go there and face the charges. Take all your evidence and show them. Right? Azrein, just like Irfan Ali, take you guys to stupid people, just like Jack Dio. He take the pack of Guyana for stupid people. I'm fed up of it. We're not stupid. Irfan, Jagdio, Azrein, Amans, all them, they think you are stupid. We're not stupid people. We can see. So go and face the charges, but I'm literally fed up and sick. Just as nauseous as I am seeing what Irfan has accumulated and these ministers, these quacks, right, and kleptomaniacs. Just as nauseated as I am. I'm nauseated now seeing Azrein posing. Why are you posing with your Bugatti and Lamborghini right in a country that got 58% people living in poverty, when you know you're one of the reasons some of those people living in poverty? Why are you posing up your fancy car? You rubbing people's faces in it? You have no respect for the office of Well, I'm back. When I have certain conversations, you see my phone decide glitching and slowing down. Okay, so I don't have much more to say. That's all I wanted to say. So I got the time. It's alright, right? Sorry for the little breaks in the signal here. Like I said, when I start on certain conversations, my signals get patchy, especially if it's the government or sheriff. Right now we're talking about all the things that is make my signal get automatically patchy. But whether you like Irfan Ali or not, yeah, the PPP have valid points about Azrein Mohamed. They nurtured him and bred him and he fed them. And whether you like Azrein Mohamed or not, yes, he has very valid points about the PPP. Because he fed them, he financed them, he bribed them, he do everything. And Azrein, you should probably keep your mouth shut if you really believe you might end up in a pumpkin jumpsuit on a plane to America to face charges, right? Because the amount of crime you implicate your own self on in your own life is wild. Bro, when you come to tell us about the corruption of one Edgel, and in the same video where you telling about one Edgel corruption and all the cheering and all the thing where they get, you start by saying you used to pay one Edgel a salary when he was the opposition minister. Wait, you buy a politician? When me average flat-foot brethren could go on Kite Show News and research and see the same man you say you was ricing, give you a contract for over $210 million above the engineer estimate, and you telling me you was not a corrupt man, Azrein Mohamed? Eh? When you come in on a video with your fancy car the other day for talk about how the Oh, you know all the ministers and their children, they sell their duty free. How long you know that, Azrein? You just find out. We're not stupid. We're not stupid. And you guys out there that got save your complex, y'all take the boo-boo out your eyes. Take your boo-boo out your eyes. The people, many of the people you think are out there to save you, that have your best interests at heart, are the most selfish, corrupt, narcissists that are greedy to their core. They are greedy and inhumane because they never had anything to say about anybody suffering until they started to suffer, until they had a taste of it. So Azrein, please, I don't want to hear nothing else about how the PPP persecute you. You were right in bed with them up to June of 2024. Not very long ago. You was not sharing houses. You had nothing to say when they was bulldozing the people in Mecca. You had nothing to say about Crummy Wing. You had nothing to say when the child, you was firing guns and whatever, and a little child died across on the west. You had nothing to say. So I don't want to hear nothing about the PPP persecuting the Mohammeds. Come off of that bullshit, bro. Come off of it. Some of us are sick. Do your work. Take some of your corruption money and help the poor people. The most you could do is little penance. Help the poor people that you made sure were living in poverty because you were sucking more out of the system than you were meant to with your 81,000 acres of gold land. Come off of that bullshit. Don't feel you can stand up in front of a raft of luxury cars, of Lamborghinis, in front of a multi-hundred-million-dollar house and think you could talk to the poor, that you even understand what struggle and suffering is. Azrein Mohamed, come off that bullshit. So I don't know who think we more stupid, whether it's President Irfan Ali or Azrein Mohamed or the US ambassador. Imagine Sarah, they're like, oh, we didn't have Azrein at the 4th of July because, you know, it wasn't appropriate because he's OFAC sanctioned. So you wouldn't have Azrein Mohamed at the 4th of July, but you got a whole farm of man that got what the bumper clot, boy? The man got $1 billion farm and can't explain it. You telling me America can't do maths? Y'all went and kidnapped Maduro next door. But no, so it's not about corruption. America want you believe there's another set of hypocrites in the room. Me, I start my story plain. And fuck y'all if you think you can say, oh, we didn't give you a visa. I didn't want no visa from y'all neither. Anyway, I don't want no visa from y'all. I rather speak the truth. Speak the truth and shame the devil. I'm not here for no visa. This is my country, and I love my country. I could die in my country. I don't need no visa from nobody. Thank you very much. And my lip would never ever be zipped. If somebody tell me, oh, you might not get a visa. Flap y'all. Christopher Columbus didn't come here with no visa. The truth don't need no visa to speak. And America a pack of hypocrites right now. Right? So you wouldn't invite Azrein, but you invite somebody, 19 fraud charges. Y'all don't know because it's your satellite, it's American satellite I get the information from, not even a military satellite. So America know what Irfan doing. I hear the man selling meat to Exxon. I hope somebody, allegedly, I hear Exxon buying loud meat from the president farm. I hope somebody come out and talk. But I am fed up. I'm fed up everywhere I look is a freaking crook in this country. I'm so fed up of it. Oh shit, boy. You know how many calls we get on a daily at Vpac about people suffering, who ain't hungry, who ain't poor, and some rich person coming to thief their land and they can't even afford the legal fees. They can't afford a lawyer. They can't afford to start the case. And the president out there rolling with $2.2 billion in livestock is galling. So any of y'all want protests, go on the road with a placard, I am there. I am willing. Y'all count me among you. I willing. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, I feeling to go on the road and protest this shit. Because at some point we gotta say enough is enough. We hear your mother was thieving money on your behalf, collecting a 5% as a gangster granny of Guyana Irfan. You make the man who make the accusation apologize. Then your cousin come out the other day and say he's a crook. Right? You vanish now. Now the satellite calling you a crook, Irfan. Mathematics is calling you a crook, Irfan Ali. You're not my president. I don't yield to crooks. I don't yield. You're not my president. You're president somebody else. And all you people in the PPP that I stood next to when they had the park and me to protest, that I went and break this story at Durban Park and all that, I was like, oh, Francis. Shame on all of you. Shame on you. Say, Snarine Singh, where are you? You were calling my phone all the time during Granger presidency. Shame on you. Right? Where are you now, brother? Where are you? Robin and, well, Don, he dead. Despicable Don. Me gonna know, if you're dead or alive, if you was despicable alive, I will call you despicable when you're dead. I am sorry. I'm not here to glorify nobody. Death don't cleanse you of your sins. If you were an ugly human being when you were alive, you ugly and dead, brother. Probably a little more ugly because you're gonna rotten. We gonna all rotten and dead. But I am not here to give nobody a hero's welcome or a hero send-off that was a dead racist. I am not there for that. But all of them that come at some point to pretend is Francis' friend when I was criticizing the right people. But I'm different to you. I have principles. I don't care if it's green, red, purple. I don't give a shit what color sit down in there. Principle don't have a color and truth don't have a color. That's why some of me and you in the PPP don't pull no more. That's why some of me and you in the AP and you don't pull no more. I never change. I never change. Y'all change. Because a lot of y'all don't want change. You want exchange. You want to be the ones at the pot of corruption, dipping your spoon in and sharing to your friends. That's the truth of it. And I wish most Guyanese would just wake up and be honest about it. Most of you don't want to change in this country. You just want to be the person that can benefit from corruption. And the day we are honest about that is the day we can start to make steps to make a change in this country. But fed up, I fed up. So anybody announce any protest, action, peaceful protest, whatever, I am there. I am there. That's the next thing I'm waiting for the leader of the opposition to announce, right? Seeing as you don't know about this farm since it starts. Because you don't say you was the biggest finance in the PPP. You don't say people like Irfan and them was brooks. So where they getting money from, Azrein? That's why you know the location. You know the location from the beginning. And we're not stupid. We're not stupid. You know what I'm saying? So, follow me for more tips. I'm going to be going now. I'm going to take my mother to dinner, right? Blow some steam, right? Remind the people that I love them, and life is not all about money, right? Just, I'm so disgusted. I'm so disgusted. You know how many single mothers they got in this freaking country don't know how they're putting food on their children's table tomorrow? You know how many people like that? You know how many pensioners literally looking at a bare fridge, don't know how the fuck they're gonna fill it with food? And people come to tell you you're jealous. I'm not jealous of nobody. I'm not jealous of anybody. Anybody I know in my life that is successful, I celebrate them. But not when you thieving from the most vulnerable people. Not when you thieving from those that don't know where they're going to get their next meal from. I cannot support that. I could never support it. It's literally break your heart. I cannot support that. So down with the dictatorship and down with people like Irfan Ali, those scrounging, bottomless souls. Down with you people. We're fed up of you. We're fed up of you guys. I'm literally fed up of them. Fucking thieves. So that's it from me tonight. I just driving home. I went to the pool. I just driving home. You boy just... I looking at this thing, you know, I passed in the house for like months and months and months and seeing Granny house slipping into a pit. And to wake up yesterday and see what the president hiding and we thieving from the nation and what they're doing to old people. No! I reject it, and you should reject it too. You have a smidgen you have a smidgen of conscience left in you, you should reject it too. I don't care if you identify as PPP, whatever. Now is the time to identify as a human being. Because these people behaving like animals. Now is the time to identify as a human being. And history will not forget any of you that side with this corruption. History will not forget any of you. Those of you that had a lot to say about Barnum, y'all show me Barnum $2 billion, $5 billion plantation, please. Show me Granger $5 billion plantation, please. And I would like to know which loan you got a loan from, Irfan. I have a lot of things I want to get a loan for. $2 billion, Bumbleclad. Jesus. You make me believe that if Irfan want to buy extra toilet paper, he could have just roll in and be like, yo, I want to buy some Charmins. I need $100 million. And somebody in Guyana? No, man. No, you must got you some as concerned Guyanese say y'all follow the page. I love that page, right? As concerned Guyanese say you must go yes man of the bank. You must be the bank. You must have some backdoor route. I would like to know how you get rich that fast, Irfan. You know what I'm saying? Was it lemonade? I gotta sell some lemonade like you, son. Bomba clot. I put little honey in me lemonade. You think I get 15 million? You son get 10 million. So no. This country is the socialist republic. It's a cooperative republic of Guyana. We have a socialist leaning constitution. It doesn't say nothing but dictatorship. It says nothing about authoritarianism. It says nothing about kleptocratic. You know, it doesn't say kleptocrats and it don't say nothing about that. It speaks about serving the people because we already shirked the yoke of sufferation and colonialism and subjugation that was cast on our forefathers generations ago, and we suffered to shrug that yoke. And you know what? We said we're going into an era of self-determination where we're going to work for each other and with each other to build each other and better each other and make a stronger nation that when we look around, no man, no woman, and no child should suffer. That's why we went for the independence. That's why people like Coffee were willing to die that we could have freedom. Because they envision a future that you guys are fucking up. Pardon my French. I'm pissed off and I'm fed up of it now. I'm literally fed up. I know if the next time I see Irfan Ali, I might just spontaneously try to throw up in my mouth. God help me, I hope I have a paper bag next time I see the president. But Mr. President, do the honorable thing. I know there's not any honor left in you. Do the honorable, just resign. Right? And don't give it over to Chocolate Lady. Let me call a fresh election. Why we can't call a fresh election? PPP, if y'all believe you're so popular and everybody love you, let's call a fresh election. Let me do the biometrics. Get that on the way. Clean the list and do a fresh election. That's my suggestion. Because everywhere I go, Guyana fed up of the PPP. I don't know nobody right now that want the PPP in office. They're fed up. Even the rice seat, I passed a rice seat today. The man said, I say, yeah, but I fed up with them man to buy. Imagine you got all at me for let me know that. You cite me? Even the rice seat are fed up with y'all. Bomba clot. So anyhow, that's all. You know what I'm saying? I got it off my chest. So Huvex lose, or maybe Huvex could go and start their own 150 acre to 260 acre farm in the highway with a financing arrangement that is at best ambiguous and at worst obscure and hidden from public view. So yes. And imagine this man got the gall to say he coming to set up a Guyana development bank. When Guyana literally was your development bank. You come for give real $3 million and you spend $2.2 billion. There's never been a more disrespectful president in the history of life. You know what I'm saying? You might come for fling a little $3 million at you. For we do for we set up a little a dragon fruit processing facility for process you dragon fruit. What we gonna do? Sell chicken? Your chicken, Mr. President. 8,000 black. Hey, are you greedy, boy? Are you real greedy? How much of Zempic really eat, boy? And you know how much chicken you consume here, fun? Jesus Christ. Oh, jeez. Ozempic chicken by. Yes. Anyhow, let me go along my way. This was this. Yeah, let me go along my way. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta go and work tomorrow and, you know, earn money like normal people and wonder how many lifetimes and generations it can take for me to get even 10 acres under this administration for put bees. And y'all know I keeping bees like 10 years now. I can't even get a piece of land. If finally your government, your same Ministry of Agriculture owe me like $2.something million like 3 years now and refuse to pay me, am I an investor in your farm, your fund? At first I thought it's just because you're bad-minded and malicious and wicked and vindictive and maybe a little bit racist that y'all thief me money, you thief my labor and deny me payment. But then I realized, no, Irfan, like you was trying to make me a co-investor with you. So would it be okay if I come and I collect a few black belly sheep, a cow, a couple chicken, a little dragon fruit and a couple fruits and things to make up the sum of money your government currently owe me and refuse to pay me? They have a lot of contractors around the country balling out right now because they can't get the money from the government. People coming to repossess the vehicles here finally. Are all of us investors in your farm? Can we come and collect some sheep and chicken and cow? Because I know the abattoir empty. I could go and process the meat quick. And I know a lot of people like beef. I would make back the money. You just gotta give me clearance here, fan. Tell me, yo, pick up 3 Brazilian cow, make back your 2.something million francs and go along your way. Right? That's all you gotta do. I didn't know I was invest in the president farm, but I feeling like it now. Because all the money, miss it, $3 billion you say you invest into beekeeping. I never see $1. Is my beekeeping money on your farm, your fund? Questions. God damn. But I just hope when I grow up, Irfan, when I grow up, I don't want to be like you. Because I never aspired to be a corrupt kleptocrat. I never aspired to lose the last bit of my soul. Right? As I live like a lord and watch the people I'm meant to serve, that I swore to serve, suffer like dogs. I would never want to be that person. So I don't want to be you when I grow up, Irfan. Shame on you. And may you answer for everything you have done one day. Maybe you answer for it. And let me tell you, you know, if it's Vpac was in the government, and whoever gets into government after them, here's my recommendation. You do an investigation, right? You do an investigation. Check the source of funds. And if Irfan cannot prove every dollar of that money come from his salary or you show how it funded, you take that facility and turn that into the new Guyana School of Agriculture. Because nowhere in Guyana, no ministry, no facility that's run by the state has anything that is even close to that level of technological advancement. That's the kind of facility our young people need to be studying in. So if it was up to me, the state would take that facility back in its entirety from the president, and it would convert it into a national school. As if it can be proven there's any corruption at all. Right? That's how the state assets need to be recovered. So it ain't got to go to waste. It's in the same creek thing you got down there in the little tambaki. We can use that to train the farmers of the future. Because shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you all. That's what I would do with it. Turn it into the new Guyana School of Agriculture. Because Guyana School of Agriculture ain't got nothing on the president. As a matter of fact, most of the farmers in this country right now ain't got nothing on the president. Because the average chicken farmer can't afford $170 million for a chicken tunnel. Much less 2 at $340 million. Right? So, anyhow, as always, love you guys. And, like I said, you know, just like I was available to go and picket the parking meter, I am available to go and picket this here that should leave each of us just questioning reality right now. Because what are we doing? What are we doing? Right? And why would we want this man to stay in there for another 4 years? I don't want to see him for another day in the office of the president. Not even one more day. He should come out. He come out. You clearly have more interest in mining cow, chicken, sheep, everything the government supposedly investing in than you have in mining the people. So go and do that. Go and mine couple sheep and cow. You are supposed to be mining the country. You somehow end up mining everybody thing. Go and do that. Leave us alone and let us be successful as a nation together. Those of us that want to build this country, those of us that don't feel that some deserve more and some deserve less. Leave it to those of us that actually give a shit, Irfan, and go along your way. Go and mind your black giant chicken, right? After you explain where the money come from. So, with that, I love you guys. Have a good evening. And stay strong, right? And don't subject yourself. It wasn't blackmail, Irfan. It's black belly mail. Bah. Bah. Bah.